why does trying to fix anxiety and intrusive thoughts and panic and all this stuff actually keep us more anxious? Like, how does that work? All right. Hey, my friends, and welcome to today's episode where I want to talk about why trying to stop and fix anxiety actually keeps you more anxious or keeps you stuck in anxiety. And I want to kind of break down how all that works. So, if you are new to the show, I just want to say thank you for tuning in today. And also, if you benefit from this, please help us out real quick by liking, subscribing. And I have some great resources linked in the notes below. And I just want to thank you all for some patience as I took a little bit of time off and now, back at it and excited to be here. So, why does trying to fix anxiety and intrusive thoughts and panic and all this stuff actually keep us more anxious? Like, how does that work? So what you have to understand about feelings and emotions is that it literally is like energy moving through your body, right? Emotion. So energy in motion through the body. And when left unresisted, an emotion will run its course with time. This is why, most of you don't find yourself getting stuck in high emotions like happiness or joy or, feelings of ecstasy and love, is because we don't tend to resist those feelings, right? We don't tend to try to stop them. So they naturally run their course. And with lower emotions, guilt, shame, anger, fear, pride, desire, they're oftentimes more uncomfortable, right? One could label them as negative emotions, right? Even though when you label them as negative emotions, you're more likely to resist them. But nonetheless, it's like they're not emotions that the vast majority of us want to experience. So when an emotion comes up when an emotion comes up, corresponding thoughts are going to appear in the mind, right? It's just pretty natural. So when an emotion comes up, what happens is we often resist it. Now, we usually do this unconsciously, but we could do it consciously as well. And what we try to do is push it down, right? So think of it like a good analogy is like that beach ball coming up, right? Underwater, right? So you're in a pool and you're holding that beach ball and you push it down and it comes up. And every time you push the beach ball down, you may be able to hold it underwater, but that requires a certain physical exertion and contraction from you. And so eventually you let go and the beach ball comes up. And this is pretty much the battle that most people who are experiencing anxiety in a chronic way, in an ongoing way, I'll say, is what's happening. It's not that fear is chronic or that fear is a disease, because it's not, right? Fear is not a disease. Anxiety is not a disease. Okay. It's not something you caught or, what have you. It's something that you are currently resisting, right? And through your resistance, it is causing you to be stuck in this ebb and flow where maybe you'll contain it for a little bit and then it'll come up and surface really heavy, contain it, right? And this is why people that try to teach you to cope or manage the symptomology, in many ways, they're setting you up for failure in that lens, because it's like, we're not here to like cope and manage with a feeling. The feeling itself is a normal experience. What's abnormal is the constant resistance to it. And when you resist it, as the famous phrase goes, what you resist persists. So as you resist it, the thoughts come up more, the feelings come up more, and then you end up doing these compulsions or safety behaviors. Now, these can be anything from the mental behaviors you engage in, from the thought rumination, analyzing, right? The thought suppressing, thought blocking, thought replacement, to compulsively praying, silently, mentally checking whether or not you're having thoughts or how you're feeling, right? To physical things, right? Like physically avoiding something that might trigger you, to physically getting reassurance from the computer or the phone or someone in your life, washing, checking, controlling, right? All that stuff, physically putting stuff in your body to try to alter your state. Because you have to understand that all we're ever really doing is trying to get rid of an internal experience that we don't want. That's all. So when we're trying to get rid of something, we're already resisting it. And then whatever we do to try to get rid of it is just something we've learned somehow alters it or puts us into a different state temporarily. Now, all that just serves as, again, resistance and reinforcement. So it keeps us in this loop. Now, the more that this loop spins, the more we feed it with our behaviors and our resistance, the more that it begins to take over our life. And this is really where, when you understand what the idea of a disorder is, it's not that anxiety is a disorder. It's not that intrusive thoughts are a disorder. It's that they create disorder. Even when someone, throws like the label out of OCD or obsessive compulsive disorder, one would have to have obsessions and compulsions in order to have the quote disorder, right? So they'd have to do the behaviors to keep the loop going, right? So the loop and how much it impacts your life, how many hours a day you spend trying to mitigate the symptoms is what is inadvertently going to create disorder, because you're putting so much energy, attention, and effort into stopping and containing the symptomology, right? So as you do that, it's naturally just going to exacerbate. It's going to grow, and the loop's going to spin quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. And as it does that, it's going to take over in various ways your experience in life. It's going to impact your relationships, your work, your health, your sleep, your sex drive, your appetite, right? It's your ability to enjoy things, right? I mean, it's every function of your life is going to be impacted. So what recovery is, and how you get out of anxiety, so to speak, is not really focusing on getting rid of the symptomology. And I know this is where the whole thing is a paradox, because the more you try to get rid of anxiety, the more you create the loop and the more anxiety you experience. What you need to really understand is the loop itself is the issue. And when you realize that and work from that plane, you can begin to actually dissolve the loop and not the symptoms. So hope this was helpful. And if you want, we have some free guides that I've created on very specific themes of how you can kind of start to put this into practice in your life. And they're all free over on restoredminds.com, or I also have a link down below that will help link you right to your specific guide. So you can download them and start putting them into practice today. And with that, really hope you enjoyed this. It's great to be back. I hope you have a great week and a great day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Hey there, thanks so much for watching that episode. If you found it helpful, we have some links to some other episodes that we think you might like as well. And if you're looking for help on your journey to recovery from fear, stress, and anxiety, either check out the links in the notes or head over to restoredminds.com. Thank you, and talk to you soon.